Yalla Shabab, please. Now we have a little problem. No, not here, not here. No. I'm thinking about putting the microphones somewhere like that. Can you pass me those biscuits? Yeah. Close. See? الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Do you remember that, brothers, when I said that the mushrikeen who set up partners with Allah, they believe absolutely that there is one creator for the universe, right? And by this, they did not become muwahhid. What's the meaning of muwahhid? No, not good believer. Muwahhid is good believer, but the meaning of muwahhid is worshipping Allah alone. The one who worships Allah alone, setting no partners with Allah. This is muwahhid. See, we have to, especially with Muslims, we should know the English terms of these Arabic words, such as shirk, polytheism, tawheed, monotheism, mushrik, pagan or polytheist, muwahhid, monotheist. These words are important for us to learn and to keep in mind, because you're living here. You're English citizens now, aren't you? Yeah, so we have to know these words. You're going to deal with them. So you should not be ignorant about that. Okay? So, do you remember when we said that the mushrik people, let's say Abu Jahl. Abu Jahl believed necessarily that there is only one creator for the universe, right? Yes or no? And despite that, he is still mushrik. Okay? Now, we come to the matter of atheism. What's the meaning of atheism?
People who believe that there's no God.
Don't say that he believes that there is no. I want you to begin with a better word. Person who does not believe. Don't say person who believes. It will end to the same thing, but don't begin with person who believes. You got the idea? A person who believes that there is no God. You know, I disagree with that. Because as we said about the mushriks, that they believe in one God, one creator, okay? Those atheist people, they necessarily believe that there is one creator as well. Same thing exactly. But they may deny to you, they may argue, they say, all right, prove to me there's God. So as a Muslim, you keep thinking about how to give him an answer. Look at the stars, look at the trees, who created this, who created that? Do you think that you are giving him knowledge? La wallahi. Wallahi, he knows that there's creator. What is the evidence? I mentioned to you before. What is the evidence? Sorry? No, those are the pagans. I'm saying those atheists. those atheists, when Allah asked them while they were in the back of their father, "Am I your Lord?" They all said yes. In what ayah is that? In Surah Al-A'raf. I don't know if I can get you now there. I'll try it. I'll bring you. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm going to bring it to you. This is very important. Waiting until it comes. وَإِذْ أَخَذَ رَبُّكَ مِنْ بَنِي آدَمَ مِنْ ظُهُورِهِمْ ذُرِّيَّتَهُمْ وَأَشْهَدَهُمْ عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ أَلَسْتُ بِرَبِّكُمْ قَالُوا بَلَى. Look at that. And mention when your Lord took from the children of Adam from their loins their descendants and made them testify of themselves, saying to them, "Am I not your Lord?" They said, "Yes, we testify." Who said we testify? All the atheists, all people, including the atheists. They said, "Yes, we bear witness." Then Allah continued. Lest you say, that means you should not be saying, you are not excused after this testimony to say, "Indeed, we were of this unaware." No, don't say that. After you gave the testimony that yes, O Allah, you are our Lord, you should not be saying we were unaware. So this is very clear that Allah built in within the nature of every human being the belief that there is God, a creator God. Now, you cannot say to him, you must believe in this ayah in the Quran. But you say to him, just like Musa said to Fir'aun, لَقَدْ عَلِمْتَ مَا أَنزَلَ هَؤُلَاءِ إِلَّا رَبُّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ بَصَائِرِ. You have known already, Fir'aun, that no one had descended these miracles except Allah, the Lord of the heavens and the earth. Musa said, لَقَدْ عَلِمْتَ. You knew it, Fir'aun, that it was Allah. We have something called وَجَحَدُوا بِهَا وَاسْتَيْقَنَتْهَا أَنفُسُهُمْ ظُلْمًا وَعُلُوًّا. This is in Surah Al-Shu'ara, ayah number 14. And they rejected it while their inner selves were convinced about it. This is what we say about the atheists. They denied the truth, yet they are arguing against it. And while their hearts inside, they know that they're wrong. They may play games to you and saying to you, "Oh, we are really looking for the truth, really. I just need scientific evidences to prove to me that there is God. That's all." Okay. Someone who denies a creator should be at least giving us explanations about the science he's proud about. All right. You say there's no creator. Explain to us, how did this universe exist? Give us explanation. He'll be going like this. Maybe something like that, maybe and maybe. He doesn't have anything more than maybe, which doesn't convince the babies. Oh. So he's using possibilities. You'll find him you have to be very accurate with him. Don't let him bring you possibilities. You say to him, you are a person of knowledge. Okay? You speak scientifically. So give us scientific evidences. Don't give us maybe. No. So you have a surety, while he doesn't. How? As for me personally, I've never come across, I have always discussed with atheists this, and I was saying to him, did you pass by difficulty? Did you have fear about yourself, about your child? Some accident, etc., etc. He said, yes. I said, did you say, oh God? He said, yes. I said, oh God. I said, thank you. He proved it. So, if this is what he said, that means he's ignoring, he's hiding. Just like the Kafir. What do we consider the Kafir? What's the meaning of Kafir, by the way?
Disbeliever.
Not linguistically. Sorry, sisters?
No.
Exactly. Al-Kafir, linguistically, is the farmer. Linguistically. Farmer.
Why is it farmer?
Don't you have some places in Somalia, big lands in the villages, the title of those villages, Kafir? No?
Never been Somalia.
Oh, yeah.
I have.
Okay, for example, in Egypt, I've been to Egypt, and they have Kafir al-Sa'dani, Kafir al-Bahira, Kafir. They always have Kafir. And if you ask them, why do you have this word Kafir? They'll tell you, Kafir means a place to cultivate.
So why is it?
I'll tell you. Wait for me. The word Kafir means to cover. Kafir means to cover. What is the mission of the farmer? It is like this. He brings the seed, put it on the land like this, and cover it with the sand, with the dust. That's what happens with a disbeliever. He has a seed of belief that Allah built in him, but he covers it. He cannot say, no, I don't believe. No, he knows. He knows that he's covering something that Allah built in with him. Do you know now the meaning of kafir? He's covering the fact. That's why he's called kafir. The root of the word kafir is from there. Because he is hiding something true that he knows by himself. So when he asks you about scientific evidence, you tell him, let's suppose I have lacked scientific evidence. Okay? We don't have scientific. Let's, for example, what we have for you is this. And it is logical and scientific. There is no creation without creator. Excuse me? Am I misguided if I believe that there's a creator for the creation? Am I misguided? What are you trying to guide me? You want to convince me that, wait, that's misguidance. Watch out. You should not believe that there's a creator for the creation. But we find a system here. Yeah, there's a system. Who is the systemizer? Who systemized me? Okay? There's a system in each one of us. Who set that system in us? So you have, if you're talking about science, you should confine yourself to the science. Give me an explanation. How can we find a system without someone who set the system? That's why he has to go with you to maybe, because he doesn't have science. This is the Sunni, true Sunni way of discussing with those people. Some ignorant people, they keep arguing with them, but the argument takes long and it's not really fruitful. It takes long argument. Nonsense argument. Many Muslims, they are trying their best, but the way they argue is not good. So this is the best way. Just give me an explanation. Okay, I give up. I admit that we cannot see God. But also you have to remind him that we don't see him because of the test, because of the factor of the test. Because there's a reason. Allah created us here, and He doesn't let us see Him. Number one, because the system He created in us, we cannot see Him. We cannot. Musa, after speaking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after speaking to Allah, he said to Allah, I want to see you. رَبِّ أَرِنِي أَنظُرْ إِلَيْكَ. قَالَ لَن تَرَانِي. Allah answered him. He said, لَن تَرَانِي. You won't see me. وَلَكِنْ انظُرْ إِلَى الْجَبَلِ. But look at the mountain. فَإِنِ اسْتَقَرَّ مَكَانَهُ. If it remains steadily on its place, then you'll be able to see me. Then Allah appeared Himself to the mountain, just like that. And the mountain was blown up into small parts. So number one, we don't see Allah because we can't. Yes, our nature will be changed at the Day of Judgment, and we will be able to see Allah. Our system, our nature will be different. We'll be able to see Him. But here in life, no. Number two, we don't see Allah because of the factor that Allah created us as a test. Should we believe in the unseen or not? You don't need to see the manufacture of this mouse, but you have no doubt, based on the analogy, that your mind necessarily conclude that there is no manufacturing without a manufacturer. Otherwise, you are trying with the allegation of science to bring me out of my mind. There is no one who argued with me about this, that no one did it. It was created by itself. Except if he's crazy, he needs to go to the rehabbing hospital, Majnoon. That's another issue. But no one with a sound mind will be saying, will try to convince you that no one did it, it was made by itself just like that. Or the nature made it. For example, as if he's saying, let's say here there's a tree. The tree is nature, right? The tree created this. The water created this. When you talk about nature, trees, water, mountain, earth, that's what we call nature. The answer he gives you when you ask him who created the universe, he will be telling you the nature created itself by itself. But how it created itself while it was not existed? The nature was not existed. How can the nature create while it was not existed yet? Did you get my point, brothers? This is a good question. If he says to you the nature created itself, well, wait a minute. The nature was not existed before it created itself. How can we say the nature? Is this a scientific answer? Is this a scientific explanation of the creation? No. That is why you have to catch him Once he says to you, maybe, maybe, catch him there. Tell him, oh, wait a minute, you've been demanding me to speak scientifically. And maybe, maybe is not a scientific answer. There's something called natural process. Have you heard of it, sisters? Natural process. Huh?
Natural selection.
No, natural process. Who's behind it? Order must be systematic. Order, this is the ruling. This is a ruling. No one can deny against it. No one can dispute against it. That order is something systematic. Who made that order? For example, if I eat food, I cannot store food. But the camel can. Right, brother in the back? Brother, I said, if I eat food, I cannot store the food. Who can do it? The one you have his picture. صح? Subhanallah, the camel can. The camel can. In the winter, I think the camel can store the food for how long do you think?
Usually they do during the day, and they store it and then they dredge it and then they...
Yeah, I mean in the summer. In the summer he can keep the food for 9, 10 days. In the winter he can store the food for more than that. At least 2 weeks. This is a system. If you see a camel, you'll be wondering why the camel is crying. A lot of tears. This is not crying. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enriched this liquid in his eye because the eye of the camel, the camel is always existed in dusty places, desert. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exceeded the liquid that comes out of his eye to keep cleaning the eye from the dust. This is a system in itself. Who created that system? Who maintained, who put in consideration the need, the extra need for this eye? Yeah. So there is something, this is very important. Who created the tricky weapons of the different kind of animals? I've seen something, for example, there is a kind of big fish. It looks like rock. It looks like rock. Yani the normal fish they pass by, they never imagine or think that this is fish. It looks like rock. And it extends its tongue. It's not a tongue, it's a piece that goes like this in the mouth of that creature. And the fish think that this is a worm. They enter to get the worm. Once they enter, halas, they're eaten. This is system. Who made that system? Okay? So there is nothing called... In a matter of fact, those people are inviting you to believe in chaos. In chaos. Nature created itself by itself, that's all. This is chaotic answer. This is not a scientific answer. Who's the creator of these things? It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why do you have to deny it? Are you going to pay taxes for believing that God is the creator? Does this make you pay taxes? So why do you have to deny it? They talk about evolution. Okay. Regardless about what is evolution and the negative things, parts of it, we ask them, who is the evolver of the evolution? Who's the evolver? They always talk about the creation. Tayyib, who's the creator? They try to avoid it. They just want you to say there's no God and that's all. Why do they have to deny it? Why this cult or kind of people, they started to bring these doubts and they start to deny God? They'll tell you because we want to deny religion. Why? They'll tell you because during the Middle Ages, religion was responsible in a lot of killings under the name of God. Which is true. But it doesn't mean that that makes you denying the true religion. No. You've been followed. People go into extreme. Either they follow the false religion or they deny all religions. Wait a minute. There must be one religion that Allah provided people with. But you don't want to look for it. You don't want to look for it. That's why you deny it. But you think that mistakes are only committed by religious people like the Pope, like Christianity? Politicians also, they are as criminal as those religious leaders. See what's happening in Iraq. What happens in many different parts of the world where politicians are conspiring and they cause the killing of hundreds of thousands of people. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to deny the need for having politicians? No, there is a need. But you have to do something against those false politicians who are taking advantage of their positions, political positions, and they cause the killing of millions of people, just like Hitler. And Hitler is not the only criminal. Many criminals we are suffering, just like Bashar al-Assad in Syria. And look what he's doing. So okay, he may say to you, okay, then why don't we see him? Why don't we see God? We say to them, this is based on the fact that we are living here in a test, in this life of test. It is a life of test. It's a short life. Okay, do you believe in Allah? No. Do you believe in the hereafter? No. Do you believe in the day of judgment? No. All right, we want him to give us an explanation about a person who took your money, killed you and your children, and the police doesn't catch those criminals always. Mostly yes, but not always, not 100%. You cannot tell me that the criminals are being caught necessarily 100%. No, especially if those criminals are the rulers themselves. So you tell me, if someone killed you, killed your children, took your money, enjoyed himself with the money, he had not been caught up by the police, then he died normally. Right? Then he died normally. You tell me, what is the ruling of that person? If this life is the end of us, that means his life was created, was based on unfairness, injustice. You know, if you make a movie which makes the thief be the hero, and at the end of the movie, the thief was not caught, people will be saying, what kind of a movie is this? It's a bad movie. How they did not make the end, you know, catching the thief, punishing him, etc. What kind of movie is this? You are encouraging people to steal, to take the rights of the others, making the movie ending like this. Likewise is the matter of this life. If we say that this is the end of that thief, that's unfair. Unless you believe that there's a day of judgment where those who took the right of others must be standing for that divine court at the day of judgment. What is better for you to believe? And I was asking an American woman. She said, "Yeah, I think I'm disbelief. I'm agnostic. I am atheist. I confirm myself to be atheist." So I was asking her this question. Someone killed your child, your beloved daughter, and he ran away, and the police did not catch him. Do you accept this to be the end for your daughter? That the killer of your beloved daughter had gone away, and he had not been caught, and he died normally? Would you like this to be the end of your daughter? The case of your... She said no. I said, then why don't you believe that there's a day where Allah will be bringing all people and will be judging them one by one? Isn't it better for you to get back your right from the one who took your right in life? Why it has to be so? Why it has to be that there is no day of judgment? Why? Is this a good thing? If there is no judgment at the end, so let not be places for judgment here in life as well. What's going to happen to the world if there is no judgment? If there is no judge, if there is no court? See how people, they deny the thing, the necessary thing, and they get contradicted with it. Let's ask about some issues. Abortion. Is it haram or halal? Not from the religious point of view. From the atheist point of view. What is the ruling of those atheists regarding the abortion? Do they say it's haram? No. Even the relationship, astaghfirullah, between one and his mother, they say it may be harmful physically, but I don't see anything wrong with that. They have no morality, no manners. That's what they say. They say, if you have, if your mother took, astaghfirullah, I don't know if a mother became pregnant because of her son, the child may be abnormal. But other than that, they have the freedom. What? So they don't give any kind of explanation or ruling regarding this issue. A'udhu billah. What kind of chaotic belief is this? Same thing they say about pornographic, videos and magazines, etc. Freedom. Where is morality? Where is akhlaq? We know that these issues destroy the manners of the person. Really. How many people desired haram? And at the end, this destroyed the life between them and their wives. So how can you don't give me a clear moral explanation or ruling about this? You have to tell me. Is it halal, is it forbidden or not forbidden in the atheist point of view? The one who committed suicide should be punished or not? You're not with me. How can someone kill himself, you bring him to punishment? That's why there's a need for the day of judgment. Right? Like for instance, those, I think 4 months ago, someone bombed himself in the midst of 170 children, and he killed them all. Children! Unfortunately, he's Muslim. That was in Pakistan. 170 children, he bombed himself among them. This person should be brought to a judgment. And the only judgment is the judgment of Allah, the day of judgment. Okay. Why do we have the system of old aging? Who made it? Who made it that the person will be evolved to become old? And sometimes he becomes, in his behavior, just like the child. When he gets too much old, 90, 95, he loses his mind, the way he behaves just like children. Why is this? Who made that system? Why there is, why there is old aging? Why? Can't we ask the nature who created him to bring him into youth again? We should be calling this the nature. Oh nature, please, this man is getting sick, he's about to die. Oh nature, can you cure him as you created him? Nobody can say that. Where's that nature? We want to have a contact with the nature who created the animals, you know, the human being. We want to get in contact with this nature. What a great is this nature, the creator of the nature is great because the nature is the creator of the nature. And they talk about science and scientific way. Is this a scientific answer and method? What is the matter? ¿Qué pasa? If that old man died, do you bury him or you call the nature to give him life again? Please nature, this man died, can you bring him to life again as you created him? This is, I'm giving you, this is scientific answer. This is scientific dialogue, dispute with those people. If they talk about scientific method, let them give us answers to this. How can we contact the nature to tell the nature that this man died? Why the nature has nothing to interfere if a person died, but they all die in a systematic way, out of this systematic way that no one die and he returns. Is it the nature? Did the nature say if someone died we're not going to bring him back to life again? Or it's a divine system that Allah made in this temporary life because of the fact of the what? That we are tested. And you feel, this is the natural instinct, you feel that you're tested with something. You know that there is a test, that you are tried. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tried us with the desire we have, or the lust we have. We are tested by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not only us, but even the jinn kind. The jinn kind are tested creatures just like you. They're tested. Whether they follow the desire, whether they follow the truth, or they follow the false, they are tested like us. It is the greatest shame are you with us? It is the greatest shame to find in this age of knowledge the denial of the establisher of the knowledge. It is shameful. Shame on this kind of science that concludes to you denying the founder of the science. What scientists today discovered, it was supposed to be increasing their faith in the maker of this world, not to deny him. It's really saddening to find this, that people who saw these miraculous creatures on earth, in the sea, in the heaven. You know, if you want to go to Mars and what is beyond Mars, now there are, you're talking about this distance of trillion kilometers. Now, last month, they were talking about a trip to the outside world, not the internal galaxy of us. No, out of it. and the trip has no return. And there are people who volunteered to join this trip that has no end. They know that they're going to die there. They won't return. It's a very long distance. Finish. Once they go there, they can't return. What? How great is this universe? How can we believe that it created itself by itself? A great universe like this. You know, if you want to go even to Australia, how long it takes with you? How many hours?
23.
Huh?
23.
Something like 23 hours. If the airplane goes continuously with a speed of something like 800 or 900 or even 1,000 kilometers per hour. 1,000 kilometers per hour, and it takes something like 24 hours continuously to reach there. And we're talking about the Earth only, which is a small part of our galaxy. Small. How great is Allah? All of that is, forget it, no creator. It's easy. It's easy to say no creator. But it's not easy to find answers. That's why those people, they may make that claim, but they'll be cornered with the fact that they have no answers to give. Yes, the atheists are taking advantage of the mistakes that have been committed under the name of religion, under the name of God. Just like the Pope claiming that he speaks, he's the representative of God Almighty. He speaks in the name of God. And he made all of these mistakes under the name of God. All right, we understand that, we know that those are mistakes, but he did not put in mind that this religion itself is wrong. Why you're talking about the mistake of the church when they believe that the earth is not rounded, it's only flat? Okay, that's a mistake. But there's a mistake more than that the Muslims kept. Not only Muslims. Even the Quran refuted it. What is it? That the three are one. This is worse than believing that the earth is flat but not rounded. It's a mistake to believe that the earth is flat but not rounded. But the worst mistake of this religion is more than that. When they ordered you to believe that there are three in one. Father, Son, Holy Ghost, and these three are one. This is worse. Let's suppose someone believed, a Muslim believed, that the earth is not rounded, it's flat. Let's suppose, okay? Despite the Quran has evidences, gave us evidences that the earth is not flat, it's rounded. But let's, for the sake of argument, say that a Muslim believes that the earth is flat but not rounded. Would he be going to hell because of that? Would Allah be asking him at the Day of Judgment, why did you believe that the earth is not rounded? Go to hell. No. But when a person believes that there are three gods that record in heaven, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, and these three are one, he'll be taking a black cab to hell.
Black cat.
Cab.
And he will go immediately. That's what I mean.
I think it's a cat.
No. He will go to hell eternally. Why? He's making Allah three. And it will not benefit him to say, and these three are one. Because he already made it plain that there are three gods. Why they have to say, and these three are one? You know why? Why?
So that the religion is
Sister side. Why they have to say, and these three are one? To cover what? Why? That's not the answer. Because they know that people will be going against that. Wait a minute, three? Three? Because people are naturally believe that there is one God. So those people want to give them to give themselves justification, because people will be asking, many people they say, oh come on, we don't believe that God, there are three gods, this is paganism. So they will be saying to them, no, but these three are one. Right, sisters? They will say to them, and these three are one. But those people, the layman Christians, they did not follow them up by saying to them, but you're talking about three distinct personalities. Jesus on earth, his Father is always in heaven. Jesus died for 3 days and 3 nights, while his Father did not die. So you're talking about different personalities necessarily. Because if the three are one, by the death of Jesus, this will be same death of his Father as well. Once you say that the Father did not die, while the Son died, you're talking about three. Don't fool yourself. Yes?
Who is the Holy Ghost?
Jibreel alayhi salam. They consider Jibreel to be the third part of the Trinity. Okay? They go like that. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. You should make them four. You should make it fournity, not Trinity. Where's the fourth? Where's the fourth? They do that. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Where's the fourth? They missed it. Anyway, don't speak to one another, please, please, please. So I was saying that the atheists took advantage of these mistakes that was committed in the name of religion, but also politicians, as I mentioned before, they commit also horrible mistakes. In the name of democracy, in the name of etc., etc. In Britain here, people sometimes have to vote for the favor of the conservatives. And after they realize that the conservatives rhyming was wrong. So they have, after that, to vote for the favor of who? Labourers. And that's how it goes. Between the Labourers and the conservatives. Please don't speak to one another while I'm speaking, please. Please. In the United States, people are always between the donkey and the elephant. What do I mean by the donkey and elephant?
Ignorant.
No, sisters. Donkey and elephant. There are two parties, political parties in the United States. The donkey party and the elephant party. You haven't heard of that? I think this is, the first is the logo of the Democrats, and the other one is the logo of the Republicans. So people are, sometimes they vote for this party, and sometimes for that party. And every time they are fed up with their mistakes. Every time they want this president to resign. He was exposed, he has scandals. Always. They did not deny that there's a need for politicians, as they're denying the need of religion. So your only mistake, you atheists, that you did not consider the mistake of Trinity, which is enough for you to say that this religion is wrong, I have to look for the right one. But it was enough for you to say, there's no religion, there's no God. That is not an excuse for you at the Day of Judgment. No.
Sometimes they say, I believe in God, so why does he need to be worshipped?
Very good. Because he doesn't understand the meaning of the word God. God is, it means the one who deserves to be worshipped. But the question is, why do we need? Because that God told us. Okay, he told you, but he didn't tell me. No, he told everybody. But look, each one of you is busy with another one. How can I speak? Oh, that makes me get tired more. Please. We say to them that God revealed the message, revealed the law. It's just like saying, for example, there's a president, there's a ruler in the UK. Why do we have to obey the rules? Okay, I admit that there are rules, okay? But why do I have to follow the rules? Similar. We say to him that God did not create the creation and he left it away. But he sent for them as he sent to them the right food. You know, if you eat the stinky food that the eagles eat, you will die. I repeat, if you eat the same stinky food that the eagle can eat, you will die. Because your capacity to resist the microbes and the bacteria is limited. But the capacity of those animals is greater to resist than you. Allah gave them greater resistance to the... Subhanallah, ironically, even the fly, it has a rich kind of resistance because it's always involved in the dirtiest places. And if it doesn't have the enough resistance, it will die immediately. That's why our Prophet told us that the bacteria and the viruses in the wing of the fly. At the other wing there is what? The cure, the antibiotic. Okay? Allah created it in the other wing. Just a second. So as Allah created the suitable food for you, He revealed the suitable law of life for you. Why do you... Look, people are happy to eat everything organic. You know the meaning of organic? Huh?
Not chemically.
Why not chemically? Because man interfered into the nature. He spoiled the nature. So this is a confession that everything from God naturally is the most suitable for the body. Right? What about his religion? Why only his organic food is suitable while his organic religion is not suitable? Organic what? Religion. Yes. That's what I call it. Organic religion. If the natural, non-chemical food, okay, is more suitable for our need because it's from God, because it's from Allah Almighty, okay, so his religion also. This Christianity, Judaism, they are filled with bacteria and viruses. Why? Paganism. Paganism is worse than anything else. It's worse than believing that the earth is flat. And saying that God is Trinity is worse, deserves more punishment than the punishment against Galileo and Bruno and those who believe that the earth is rounded and they got killed because of that. We agree that this is a crime. To kill those scientists, yes. But it's more crime when the Pope believes that Allah is 3 in 1. When he believes that Jesus the innocent, he accepted himself to be hanged. Why? To save people from their sins. Why he's innocent? Why the innocent should be punished on behalf of the sinners? That means if I want to go, for example, steal in the bank, make an operation of theft. Okay? Jesus died for this sin, alhamdulillah. I'm gonna take the money, I'm gonna mug, I'm gonna go to the houses, take everything from the houses, and Jesus died for my sins. Alhamdulillah. And if the judge asked him, why did you do that? He'll be saying, oh, Jesus died for my sins? I did it because I believe that Jesus died for my sins. So you should not be judging me, oh judge. Oh judge, you should not be judging me. Because I did something that Jesus paid its price already. Allah is khair. Allah yahfazkum bi barakah. Did you get my point, brothers?
Yes.
So the mistake of believing that the earth is not rounded, it is a mistake to us. Yes, we believe. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Rabbul Mashriqayni wa Rabbul. So there are two easts and two wests. How can this happen unless the earth is rounded? What's going on, brother? Okay? Allah is saying that there are two east-sided and two west-sided. And the earth is rounded. Yes. This is the sun. And the earth rolls. So this part is night, while that part is day. And it will be rolling until the other part will become subjected to the sun, and the other part will be dark. So that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, so there are two easts occurrences and two west occurrences that occur by the one time, the 24 hours. How this happened? If the earth is flat, how can there be two easts and two wests? There are many evidences, even from the Quran. But we're saying, if this is a mistake, to believe that the earth is flat, Islam had criticized a bigger mistake than that, and that is to believe that there are three. You should have criticized Christianity, not from the time they said that the earth is flat, but from the time they claimed that there are three gods in one. Is there anything? No problem? Right. Sisters, do you have any questions? I can go more with you, but there's a problem now. I'm so sorry, I have taken by sleep today.
No, it's us as well.
And no one waked me up. And the one who's supposed to be waking me up, he's in the back. He was in the back. Yeah. And he was in sleep again also.
Yeah, we did.
So I'm so sorry about that. You see this navigating system from Tom? Isn't this amazing that Allah created for us? By this system that Allah created for us, we can know where to go. Exactly. So what I wanted to say, those who demand you for the evidence, to bring in evidence about the existence of Allah, they did not bring a scientific reasoning, an answer about why we are created, why do we die, why do we get old, why some people go to the hospital and become sick while other people do not become sick, why, where do we go after our death? They can't give you answers to this. And this is a great mistake by itself, because it puts people in great concern about their future. Well, what's going to happen? Why am I here? Why I was born? What am I supposed to be doing? What will be my future? If I die, will I be resurrected, or that's the end? The one who cannot give answers to this, we don't need his explanation or to persuade us to believe that there is no creator. He should put himself in a corner. That is why you may be asking this question: is there a need to give people answers about God, whether He's existed or not? There is no need. But maybe he will get, when we give him answers, he will then believe that there is creator. No need. Why? Excuse me, brother. Turn your side to me about that. The way you sit down, that means your network is there, not here. Yes. Quickly. I have to count out an important issue I wanted to make. Yeah, when they have nothing to give you except possibilities, and they will give you possibilities only. You don't take anything from them. Ah, I remember. Remember when I was talking, who's speaking? Who's speaking while I'm speaking? Remember when I was saying that the first addressing of the prophets to their people was, do you remember that? وَإِلَىٰ عَادٍ أَخَاهُمْ هُودًا قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ. MashaAllah, a lot of comments. What is that? So do you remember when we said that the prophets began with this: worship your Lord. You have no other God to worship except Allah. Now this is our point to say. Why the prophets? I'm finishing. Please. No. It's okay, Sheikh. It's okay. Now, we say why the prophets did not begin with this. You must believe that there's a creator. People did not say to them, prove to us that there's a creator. Wait. Which means to say, if there's a need to let people know that there's a creator, the prophets would have began with it. Did you get our point, sister? Why the prophets did not say, the first time they addressed their people, why they did not say, you must believe that there's a creator? Because this is not needed. Why? Allah knows. Allah knows what He created. That people do not need to be given information that there is a creator for the creation. Allah knows. Yeah, this is game. No, خلاص, I have. Who wants mine?
Let's stop, man, stop.
Please, brothers. Brothers. A good answer, this is a good answer, inshallah, sisters, that the prophets did not say to the people, believe that there is a creator. If there's a need for that, the prophets would have began with this. But why they did not begin with it? Because there is no need for it. Why?
He knows that there's a creator.
The prophets begin with what is important for people, right? Do we agree on that?
Yes.
But the prophets did not begin with this. They did not say, you must believe that there is a creator for you who created you. That's why I say to you, it is not important to tell people, yes, you must believe that there is a creator. They know it. What is the evidence? When they are in trouble, they are just like the mushriks.
Ignorant.
The mushrik people, they turn to God alone when they are in trouble. And those people are the same. They turn to Allah alone when they get into trouble. If they have no trouble, they deny Him. As the pagans denied His oneness when they were not in trouble. When they looked for His oneness, when they needed Him. And the atheists are the same. So, you know, we should not be calling atheism denial. We should give a definition to this atheism. It's not a matter of denial. No. It's a matter of forgetting Allah when they are not in trouble. But when they are in trouble, they will remember. But He will not be remembering them. He will not be giving them any consideration. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, فَالْيَوْمَ نَنْسَاهُمْ كَمَا نَسُوا لِقَاءَ يَوْمِهِمْ هَذَا نَسُوا اللَّهَ فَنَسِيَهُمْ. What's the meaning of نَسُوا اللَّهَ فَنَسِيَهُمْ? Can you translate to me they forgot Allah, then Allah? What's the meaning of forget? We know that forgetfulness is forgiven by Allah. If you forgot, just go with me. If you forgot something, okay, for example, oh, I did not pray Dhuhr, and now it's Isha time. Oh my God, forgive me. So you are forgiven, as long as you really forgot to pray, for example. So what is the meaning of forgiveness? Why Allah is blaming us? He's forgetting us as we forget Him. And does Allah forget? So what's the meaning of forget?
Purposely.
No. Leaving. They left the belief in Him. They left it. So Allah left them at the day of judgment when they need Him. That's why Allah said, فَالْيَوْمَ, this day, that means at the day of judgment. This day we're going to forget them as they used to be forgetting. So their forgetfulness is not the natural one we're talking about. No. What Allah meant by the word forget is to leave it. Just throw it away. Give it no consideration. So, as a rewarding, Allah will be leaving them, giving them no consideration at that day when they will be in a great need of Him. So many of those who deny the existence of God and they asked for evidence, they did not bring a scientific evidence. They said, possibly the nature created itself by itself. Possibly. No, we want scientifically, not possibly. Why you demand us to give you a scientific evidence while you give us possibilities? Possibilities means unscientific. Why people today are not able to repeat the creation of the nature? If the nature is the creator, why don't we find the repetition of this creation? Did the nature decide? Did the nature decide that the type of my blood should be different than the type of your blood? Who's the creator of that? It's a system. How come the type of my blood is different than the type of your blood?
Genes, DNA.
When you say that the nature created itself, you are ought to believe that I can be a creator. Because I'm a part of the nature. I'm a part of the nature. How can we say that we are part of the nature but we cannot create? If you tell me that the nature creates, I'm a part of the nature, why I cannot create? This is a Sunni point of, Sunni way of perspection. Many people who argue with those atheists do not bring these evidences and facts. You say the nature created itself. I'm a part of the nature. Why I can't create? You are a part of the nature. Why you cannot create? When you claim something, you have to stand on what you claim. How can we believe that you are the nature? When you talk about nature, that means man, animal, tree, okay? So I'm part of the nature. Bring me the greatest scientist, man on earth, and let him create a fly. Oh, forget about the fly. I want anyone to create blood. You know, people die. Why? Lack of blood. Okay, and they keep saying, oh, you have to donate blood, please. We need donation of blood. Come on. If the nature creates, let the nature create a mass kind of blood so we can use to help people if they get sick or they need blood. Nothing. Why? Where's that nature to give us enough blood? The nature gave us, mashallah, enough water to drink. Why the nature cannot give us enough blood to cure people? I had a debate with an Indian here in London, Hertfordshire University, and I was asking him to give me an explanation about the creation. He was talking about the monkeys. You know, they took advantage of Darwinism. Oh, it's adhan.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة.
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله.
حي على الفلاح.
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله.
حي على الفلاح.
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله.
الله أكبر، الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
لا إله إلا الله. اللهم صل على محمد الوسيلة. If we ask the nature to create for us a body of a cat and a face of a crocodile, why? Why the nature says no? Or a face of a dog, a head of a dog, but with wings. A birdie dog. Or crocoduck. You know the meaning of crocoduck? Not crocodile, crocoduck.
Crocodile or duck.
Can we find crocoduck? No. Can we find a birdie dog? Why we don't have these things? If we ask the nature, please nature, we need this kind of creatures. Can the nature? Why the nature say no? Oh, does it speak? Oh, by the way, does the nature says, I am the creator that created the creatures? Did the nature say that? You know, they are substituting the word God to the word nature. They are giving the nature, okay, they are replacing the word God to the word nature, making the nature God. So those people believe in God, but they call him nature. They call him what? Nature.
They say Mother Nature.
What?
Mother Nature.
Yeah, wait until the mother marry the father nature. Yes. Okay. Bring us, you know, I was arguing with those atheists, and those people were Muslims, Palestinians, long time ago. I was, subhanAllah, I was at your age, and I was arguing with them, and they said to me, I was asking them to create a virus, a bacteria, a worm. They said, yes, we can do that. I said, how? Can you create a worm? They said, yes. I said, how? They said, bring me a wet towel, and I can store it, put it in place, a little bit hot place, high temperature, and we wait for 1 week, and you'll be seeing worms over the towel. We created worms. But those worms they were very small, so your eyes did not see them, they were invisible to your eye. When you gave them the right atmosphere, they became big enough so your eye can see them. This is the case. No one can claim that there's a creation. That's why when Ibrahim was arguing with this tyrant king, he said to him, my Lord, yuhyi wa yumit, gives life and gives death. So the king said, I can give life and death. Bring me one prisoner. I killed him. I give death. Bring me another one. I'm supposed to be killing you. Go, you are alive. See? So Ibrahim said to him, okay, Allah brings the sun from the east, so bring it from the west. Go. Oh. That king cannot speak. فَبُهِتَ الَّذِي كَفَرَ. That Kafir was stunned by the evidence of Ibrahim alayhi salam. So those who deny the day of judgment, as if they're saying to the people, relax, be happy, your rights will not be given back to you. Right? That's what they're saying. Asking about this nature, when it creates, does it have the decision to make? Where's that? I want to see that nature who make decisions to create this and to create that. Does it have a decision? Did the nature said to you, I am the creator? Did the nature say that? Where's the nature to say that? I am the created and the creator. Wait a minute, it seems we return to Christianity. Similar to Christianity. Because they say that Jesus is the created and He's the creator. Yeah. Such questions and justifications that those people may give, which is unconvincible. And it does not move away your concerns and your questions that you don't find answer to. But Islam can give you the answer of everything. الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون. That what will be bringing reassurance and peace of mind. So you do the good. You keep struggling to do the good in order to be saved in a life which is greater than this temporary life. So as a result, I say the denial of Allah cannot give an explanation about our existence on this planet. So we don't need his explanations because they are unconvincible. So did he make it good to promote people, to develop people in terms of their ideology? No. In a matter of fact, he made it chaotic. And that's why you can see people committing suicide. They don't know why they were created, where to go. At any moment they get angry with anything in this life, let's get rid of the life. And they think that this is the best solution. And the devil wants him to die like that. I don't know what kind of question is this. Please repeat your question.
And then, like, say if you give the child away as a baby, and he doesn't know.
Okay, you gave the child while he's a baby. You gave him to someone else, right? And then?
And then he called the other family, like, you know, the dad, he called him dad.
It's haram. It's totally haram.
What if the child doesn't know he's given up? He's been given up.
That will be causing the chaos of family. A person may marry his sister while he doesn't know. That will be causing a big chaos. That's why a person should belong to his father. And this should be known. If someone wants to adopt a child, for example, your child, he should be referred to his father. For example, my name is Dimashqiyya. So he should be called the son of Dimashqiyya. He should be known by that, by everybody. Otherwise, it is totally haram. It will be causing a big chaos in the family. For example, if that child became a man, and he has a son, and you have a daughter, then his son may marry my daughter, knowing not that he is the uncle of this woman, of my daughter. That's why it is haram. It's not allowed. Unless a clarification is given. This son is adopted by those family, but he belongs to the family of etc. It's allowed. Yes, as a side, you wanted to ask a question? Please don't play with the pens, always making these noises. Please. You wanted to ask a question?
One of the sisters wants to know about during the Quran, we really have to beautify your way.
What?
How to beautify your way.
Why not if she's alone? Why not?
How would you go about if you have a naturally got beautiful?
How would you go about what?
How can you get beautiful voice?
Oh, how can you have a beautiful voice?
When you read the Quran.
How can you have a beautiful voice? You have to make a surgery. No, look, the question is, can she try to beautify the voice? Yes, nothing wrong. But how to have a beautiful voice? I can't help it. I can't give an answer. This is a talent given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, ma'am. Pardon me? Can you?
Clean them back. Have your child back up and give away.
Sure, but because it's not a slave that when they take it halas, it becomes its belonging. Okay? Let me see you. Okay? This is not a belonging. He is not an object. He is your son. And when they adopt him for high reasons. For example, you cannot spend money on him. Somebody can do. For example, okay? So yes, the answer is yes because he's your own son. Okay, so let's get back. Is it recording now? Let's get back to the tower issue. Now, is there a question? This one. طيب. Yes. Now, if we're talking about creating some creatures and the nature is the creator, wait a minute. Who is keeping the balancement of this creation, such as who is maintaining the same rate of temperature for the sun? You know, if the sun gets a little bit closer to the earth,
1 centimeter.
we're dead. If the sun is a little bit more distant from the earth, we'll be frozen. So who is taking care of that? Who is keeping the balance, the temperature in your body to remain 37 or 38 maximum? So it cannot be accepted that there's a creator, but he does not follow up. The creator is the one who follows up what he created. Something, if we say nothing is created, we've been existed just like this, who's following up the balancement of the whole universe? How come, for example, the elephant has two big, you know, those, tusks. He was a liquid, and suddenly he became having this big creation. Where did it, who's growing it? It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is the benefit of telling people? And this is really, this is a mockery of the utmost civilization nowadays, to see all the universe, to find all of these discoveries, and then suddenly say there's no one who made it. It's really amazing. Who's adding the fuel in the sun? You know, the sun is giving a great deal of flame and fire, and where does it get the fuel from? Who's maintaining the beating of your hearts? You see, if it goes faster, there's a problem. If it goes slower, there's a problem. Who's maintaining the rate? There's a great deal of order. You cannot say that the chaos is the cause of the order. Otherwise, your mind is chaotic. If you say that this whole ordered kind of creation, it was existed by a chaotic kind of creation, we say that the chaotic issue is in your mind. Sorry. The different types, levels in the air, such as oxygen, first carbon dioxide, second carbon dioxide, the gas in it, the movement of the earth, its rotation, its location, which is also proportionally related to the other system of the galaxies and the planets and the orbit. It is a great deal of work, very much accurate job. Yeah, I was talking about the animals. Each animal is given senses and supported by equipment, defensive equipment. Like the turtle. When it realizes that there's an attack on it, what does it do? Allah gave the turtle a house, right? So anyone can be homeless except the turtle. Can a turtle be homeless? No. Because she's carrying her home with it. Right?
And a crab shell.
This is, and this turtle, when it was created, it was a flesh, it was a liquid. Out of this liquid we can see this heavy solid over it. How did it come? Who's creating these kinds of creation? Look at the drawing of the snakes, the tigers, as if it's been drawn in a way, in a very gigantic way. Spectacular. Who's doing this? Must be a doer. You can't say there is a doing, but there's no doer. There's a doing, but there's no doer. Can't be. You know the radiations. Many animals have radiations. You know that the snake can see you, can recognize you by the heat of your body before seeing you. Imagine if you're, for example, behind a rock and the snake is next to you. The snake will be recognizing you by the heat of your body before seeing you. Do you know that the snake, when it extends its tongue like this, you know what the snake is doing in fact?
Sensing the air.
Yeah.
So all of these complicated kind of creatures, who's doing this? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do you know that the frogs, have an alarm system? We have every single second we have to remind you and to give you a note. Strange. Come here, Farid. Come. You. Come. Yes, you. I've been struggling with you the whole day, wallahi. Take a chair and sit down there. I've been struggling with you very hardly. It's very, wallahi, disappointed. I'm really disappointed with this character. Didn't you learn in your own schools here how, I mean, what about the teachers? Aren't they struggling against what you're doing? Or here you do everything you want, no problem, but there you can pretend to be well organized. Please. You're still in the mosque. We are inside the atmosphere of the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I find myself feeling shame to shout or to speak, to raise my voice against you. I don't like it. I hate it. I should give you respect, but also you're not respecting my meeting with you. Please, brothers. And we're talking about what? We're talking about the greatness of Allah. And yet you're not responsive. Please. So I've been talking about the frog. You know the frog, it gives red color suddenly on its back. You know what does this mean? Warning alarm. Don't mess with me. You know, if a snake passes by, when the frog gives this red color, the snake will keep going without attacking it, because Allah gave the snake an understanding kind of system to understand that here there is a big risk. It caused me death, so I'm going away. When it sees the red color, so there's not only creation, but there is a deliberate kind of systemizing the creatures in a great way. Who's doing this? It's Allah. Have you seen electrical creatures? Huh?
Electric.
Fish. Electrical fish. I've seen a crocodile. Strange. I'm afraid to say to someone after that, please go out if you want to talk. I'm afraid. Do you know that the shark has a small tail? You know that small tail is what? Is antenna. It helps the shark to find out, to locate its prey. Antenna. And the distance is at least 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer. For example, if the shark is here, and there's a distance of 1 kilometer until here, you know, if I put my hand just like that in the water, the shark will automatically, at the same second, will turn to me. Because it has a discovering kind of antenna. Who created this? You can't tell me. I know. When I say, who created this, I mean I'm asking those people, how can you say there's no creator? This complicated kind of designing. And by the way, we are taking the experience of those creatures to do certain things. For example, using the radiation. There are many kind of creatures that they have this radiation. I give you an example also. Subhanallah. The falcon, the eagle, from high distances can tell that there's a rat here somewhere. You know why? They can see, what do you call that? There's
Infrared.
yeah, infrared. It can see the traces of the urine of the rats. It has a certain color that cannot be seen by anyone except by those birds. They can see. When they see, that means there's a rat here somewhere. They come, jump, and take it. Otherwise, no one can see the rat that it's hiding somewhere except the birds. So there must be a creator that created all of those creatures. For example, when you lose your tooth and you are something like 20 years, for example, will you be having another one? No more. But there are a lot of creatures, especially the shark. The shark has something like 600 teeth, a lot of teeth. Whenever one of them is broken, another one will be replaced, formed. Always. So who made some creatures, they cannot have a new one, new tooth, and some others can have? It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What happened to you? The system of your breathing. You take the oxygen, right? And you change it to what? Carbon dioxide. What about the plants? It differs from the day to the night. At the night, they take the oxygen and give it as carbon dioxide. Right? And the day, it's different. They take the carbon dioxide and they change it to oxygen. This is a great system. If we keep sitting talking about the greatness of Allah's creation, there will be no end. But I'm just giving you some symbols about that. For example, the post system. Do you know that the British, they used to be having a pigeon, they took good care of it. They took good care of it. And they gave it some honor, they gave it a great honor. Why? Because the pigeons are used for the post. You know? Post pigeon. And this pigeon delivered a message to the British authority that there's a great army is about to be attacked. And they sent the message with this pigeon to the British authorities. They came and saved them. Thousands of soldiers. They took good care of this pigeon and gave it a great honor that it helped to save the life of thousands of soldiers. So, when there was no navigation, automatic navigation as we see today, and there was no post the way we have today, they used to be using the pigeons for the post system. So who created the pigeon with the ability of the system to be dedicated to deliver the messages and the post? It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Forget about all what we're talking about. Forget about that. Let's talk about yourself. The fingerprint you have. The eye print today, which is today considered to be more accurate than the fingerprint. The eye print. It's more accurate than the fingerprint. Fingerprint, out of maybe 1 million, there might be identical print. Out of million, there might be 2 or 3 identical. But by eye, it's more unlikely to be identical. So, this is a miracle. How can you deny all of those miraculous kinds of creatures? How? For the benefit of what? For the benefit of increasing confusion between people? Can you sleep while standing on one foot?
No.
Can you do that?
You have to move it.
Okay, can you stand on one foot?
Yeah.
For how long?
5 minutes.
1 minute.
5 minutes you can. Let's say 1-2 minutes. You can, standing on one foot. Please, no much comments. Please. What you were asking? Okay. Do you know that the birds cannot sleep until they raise one leg, and they keep sleeping by standing on one leg? Have you seen that before?
Yes.
Flamingo.
Many. Not only. How come they cannot sleep unless they raise one leg and they keep standing on one leg? It's a system. How about the horses and the donkeys? Do they need to lie down when they sleep?
No.
How they sleep?
They fold their legs like this. No, they don't stand up.
They keep standing.
No, they fold their legs.
No.
They do. And then they come. No, they
Horses?
Yeah.
I don't know. What I know about the horses, that they can sleep while standing. They may do what you say, but what I saw and what I know, that also they can sleep while standing. Oh, what if you have a headache? Headache. Huh?
You take medicine.
It destroys your whole life.
Oh.
You feel tired. You can't do anything. You stop everything. You can't. Right? Headache. So this is favor of Allah on us, that we don't have it always. What else? If the food and drink got stuck in your stomach, you can't excrete. You can't lose weight. You can't go to the bathroom. What if it was stuck in your stomach, the food and the drink, and you can't take it out? I want to remind you that Allah's favor is always on you. Because once you have this food stuck in your stomach, and by the way, having this food inside you is one of the causes of your headache. So if this happened to you suddenly, what do you have to do? Try to take medicines, right? If it didn't work, you think that the doctors who gave you the medicine, they don't get sick? They get sick as well.
But they're not treat as well.
So if we compromise to this fact, and we acknowledge, we admitted that this is a fact, why do we do not compromise and surrender to the fact, surrender to the law of Allah as we surrender to His system? The Sharia of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also a system. Why we do not comply to the Sharia of Allah while we comply to the system? You must comply to the system of Allah in you. You cannot resist the system of Allah that Allah systemized in you. So why don't you also comply to the Sharia system of Allah, which is best for you, designed and set by the one who knows what is the best thing that fit you in your life, as an individual or as a society. So that's why I say, sadly I say, with full regret and sadness, that people are complying to Allah in His system, in His well-ordered creation. They are complying to the system that Allah enabled them to have this earthly navigation, which is taking the guidance by the heavens system. The question is this: suppose I have no evidence for you. Not seeing Allah means that Allah is not existent? When we were able... Hello? When we were able to see the bacteria and the viruses, the last century, but before that, no. What if someone before denied the existence of the bacteria and the viruses because he doesn't see them? So you need to have a perfect sight before denying what you do not see. You should not deny the existence of something because you don't, merely because you don't see it, because your sight is what? So short, so limited. The sight of the eagle is multiplied maybe 100% or even more, 100 times than your capacity of seeing. You don't have the night seeing, while many creatures, they have what? Night vision. They can see as if it's daytime. They can see it. But they have a shortage of seeing at the daytime. For example, the lion does not see the things in the color way that you see. Do you know that? That's why the most confusing thing with the lion is to chase the zebra, for example, among the greens, because he sees the colors as one. So when the zebra with his different, yeah, it will be causing confusion with the lion. It will be helping the zebra to run away more and more. Each creature has its own devices of defense, all running away. Who created the ink in the, what do you call it? Octopus. It throws ink and it goes away. Who created the system? Yes.
There's an octopus now that it can pretend to be other animals.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I've seen a small bug. A small bug. Wallahi, it has a gun way of system. Just like a gun. Bullets.
Yeah.
It throws bullets and it runs away. Bullets! And when you catch the bullet, after it launches it, you want to catch it and you feel it's very hot. Subhanallah. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put that system of launching a hot kind of bullet. And it's a small bug like that. I haven't hearing you saying Subhanallah for the great creation that He creates. Really Subhanallah. But as for the believers, they always, the believers always say, Subhanaka ma khalaqta hadha batilan subhanak. Oh Allah, you did not create that. This is not working. Ma khalaqta. You did not create that in vain for no reason. Subhanak. Nothing? خلاص forget it. It's okay. طيب. Have you heard of Napoleon Bonaparte?
Yes.
Yeah.
He died.
Did you see him personally?
No. But you still believe in God.
Huh?
But you still believe.
How did you see him?
Dead.
Through history.
How did you see him? How did you see him? Did anyone see Napoleon Bonaparte?
No.
Do you believe that he was existed?
Maybe.
Do you believe that he was
Yes,
existed?
yes.
What?
You don't need to see him to believe that he was existed. And we have evidences from Allah to prove him, and we have revelation from him describing him to us, himself to us. We believe it the way you believe in Napoleon Bonaparte. Right? None of those people will be denying history. None of them said, oh, we don't believe in history. Why? Because we did not see it, we did not witness it. When we talk about Allah, you have to believe about 3 perfect attributes for him. That what happened between me and a person who was asking me, why do we have tsunami problems? Why do we have earthquakes that kills people? Why is this? You think it's a mistake in the world? Or there's a deliberate thing behind these things? There's no doubt that there's a deliberate thing behind it. Didn't work, huh? Allah ya'ud alayna. So one person was asking me this question. What would be your answer if you face that kind of question? Let's see. Usually you are a polite person. Come on. No, don't be. Okay, if someone asks you this question, MashaAllah, there are people who cannot stop for a second. They're very active. I gave them yesterday. How can I give everything in 4 days? Brothers, if someone asks you this question, or sisters as well, if someone said to you, why do we have tsunami problem? Why do we have earthquakes that kill a lot of people? Why?
Because Allah was as a test from Allah.
As a test from Allah, but will that be sufficient answer to one who does not believe in Allah?
A sign that shows Allah is real.
They'll be saying to him, okay, the sign that he is real, but is it fair of him to do that? Many people got killed. Yes?
Is it because he wants people to die at that time?
Yeah, but why?
To remember him. Reminds him of Allah.
Let's see another answer from me. Yes?
Allah's creation.
Sorry? As a sign of Yawm al-Qiyamah. That will not be convincing to him. Yes?
Outside of that, nobody see. Outside that.
Nobody say. From the sister side, no answer? I was asking, if somebody asked you this question, why there are earthquakes, tsunami, floods, volcanoes,
Droughts.
eruption, what? Let me hear the sisters. What, sisters? Warning. That will not be convincing him.
It's showing it's powerful.
To show he's powerful, he causes the death of 1,000 people being thrown in the water just like that. Give answers that will not be bringing new doubts against you. Be careful. Okay? Yes, my brother. Testing us, somebody said it before. We do not need to know the reason, because we trust that Allah has 3 attributes. Listen to this carefully. Allah is perfect in His knowledge, perfect in His will, perfect in His power. If you doubt this, that means you are doubting the existence of God. Try to look for another God. If you don't trust that Allah is perfect in His will, perfect in His power, perfect in His knowledge, go and look for another one. Otherwise, you must believe in that God. If you admit that He has these three attributes, then we don't need to know why He's doing this. Because He's perfect in His wisdom, perfect in His knowledge, perfect in His will, perfect in His power. Yes, sister.
So what about when they say, why did God create evil?
Why, what?
Why did God create evil?
Okay. Why God created evil? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created evil as a test, and to let the consequence and the result and the success and the victory will be for the right against the evil. He's testing you with this. Look, don't we have these kinds of exams in school?
Yes.
What, yes? I did not put my question yet. Don't we have this, the following, in the following question. They put for you four answers for one question, and they say to you, choose the right answer. Right? They will be saying to you, choose A or B or C or D. Which answer is correct? They give you four answers. Why don't they give us the right answer from the beginning?
You can find out the question.
So by this, they want to see who prepared for the exam and who's not. So the factor of the test is something that cannot be denied. Allah created it and we're using it. There is no university without exams, right? So they put the wrong answers for you. This is my point. What's her name? Sumaya. Yeah, Sumaya. Be quiet. Okay? Sisters, you got to hear what I said. Don't those people, whether in driving, in B1, in life in the UK test, don't they put wrong answers to you?
Yeah.
Multiple questions. Yes. So multiple questions like that is the multitude, or yeah, multiple factors in life, good and bad. And they test you whether you choose the good or the bad. Just likewise, it's a matter of giving wrong answers to you to see if you're gonna choose the wrong answers or the right answers. Is that clear?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. Oh, so in my dialogue with someone who said to me, why we have earthquakes? If he believes in the nature, that the nature is the creator, we say to them, go and ask the nature. Go and ask the nature. You believe in the nature, you don't believe in God? Go and ask the nature and let the nature answer your question. If he says, no, I believe in God, we say, all right. Then you have to deal with my questions. Do you believe that God is perfect or not perfect? Do you believe that Allah is perfect in His will, perfect in His wisdom, perfect in His knowledge, perfect in His power?
Yes.
If he says no, that means he believes that there's God, but this God is not as wise as me. So who created the wisdom in you, which is more wisdom, which is more wise than Allah Himself? Can't be. Second, if those people did not die on the earthquake or flood or typhoon or volcano, they'll be dying on their bed. The death is a matter of fact. No one is going to be saved from death. And Allah does what He will. Why Allah does what He will? Because you admitted with me that God must be perfect in His will, in His power, in His knowledge. Did you get the point? You can't say that there is God, but I'm wiser than Him. I know better than Him. If someone says to me, why is doing this? I say, why don't you be the director of the world? Come on. Why don't you be the creator? Go ahead. Show me. The evil consequences of denying Allah's existence. The next step after denying Allah's existence, it will be denying Allah's judgment. And that is enough by itself to cause confusion and chaos in the world. That means, brothers, the one who kill and take people's right is more lucky. Why? There's no day of judgment. Let me kill and take the money of people, enjoy myself with it, because there is no judgment. Right? Second, it means, I'm talking about the bad compulsory results for those who deny Allah's existence. The first one was what? The denial of the day of judgment. Second, that our death and the death of the mosquito is the same thing. Our death and the death of the mosquitoes is the same. That means we live without reason, we die without reason, just like a buffalo being eaten by the lion and then the lion died. But that is why we say the world in this kind of situation is not happy. And people are ready to commit suicide. And committing suicide is becoming a very serious phenomenon that the authorities in the world should be trying to find a wise solution for it. Nah? To commit suicide? Come on. The Prophet said, whoever killed himself with a knife, for example, we went like this, he will keep doing like that for ages, long ages in hell. In hell. He'll be injuring himself always. So if you commit suicide by stabbing yourself, you did not end the problem. The problem will begin after you die.
What if you take drugs? You shouldn't take drugs.
Also. You'll be jumping always. In hell. Sorry? What if what?
Painless.
Painless.
Take a drug.
You're in hell. You're in hell.
And then but the punishment must be painful. There's no in hell, there is no painless abode in hell. Everything in hell is painful. Okay? Yes, this is.
How to hate yourself? Like you said, I don't like to be. I hate myself. I hate everyone.
So you have problems. You have problems. No. I mean yeah. He has problems. She has problems. But this is small, tiny problem compared to the problem she's gonna have after committing suicide. In life, if we have problems, we'll be rewarded. Our problems will be causing us forgiveness from our sins. Floods. That's why we can give answers to the earthquakes, to the floods, etc. The Prophet said, "Ummati hadihi ummatun marhumah." This nation of mine, my nation, is a nation of mercy. عَجَّلَ اللَّهُ عَذَابَهَا فِي الدُّنْيَا. Allah had advanced its punishment in life. The punishment of this life is the killing, earthquakes, etc., etc. This will be enough to clear out the sins from my nation. So the day of judgment they will be coming ready for Jannah. One woman, she was complaining to the Prophet ﷺ. She's a black woman, and she said to the Prophet, I suffer epilepsy. Epilepsy, right? Epilepsy. Sorry. I suffer this. Can you ask? She said, can you make dua to Allah to stop it with me? To stop it for me? The Prophet ﷺ said, if you want, I can ask Allah for you. But if also you want, you can be patient and your abode will be Jannah. She said, no, I'll be patient. I prefer to keep having it. And I show patience. And if you told me that you can ask Allah for me to go to Jannah, that's better for me. But, oh Prophet, I have another problem. When I have this epilepsy, some of my parts of my body become shown. So ask Allah that even if I have this, nothing of my body will be shown. Now the Prophet did not say to her, if you want, you can be patient for that. No. He asked Allah to keep her covered when she has this epilepsy. She used to be having this sara. We call it in Arabic sara. Okay? She used to be having it and nothing of her body was shown. Ibn Abbas, why did I say the black woman? Because the narration says this. Ibn Abbas had a friend beside him and he said to him, do you see that black woman that passes by? Black woman? He said, yes. He said, this is one of the people of Jannah. This woman is one of the people of Jannah. So we should keep in mind that if we find difficulties, tragedies, accidents, okay, that cause us panic, difficulty, we should remember that this is in itself good for us, because it removes the sins from us. So this is good for us. But it's only if you are a believer. So this is a divine insurance for you. You know the insurance? If your leg, which you're using, if it got broken, will they pay you insurance here?
No.
So watch out, don't play with them. Okay. So, they don't give you insurance. But if you're a believer, Allah will make it up for you. You'll be losing a lot of your sayyat, your bad deeds. And this is good for you. The Prophet said, ﷺ, among people, among believers are those who keep suffering, narrowness of revision, difficulties in life, difficulty after difficulty, unless he die while there is no bad sin, even one on his shoulder. Because of the difficulties in life. That will be causing forgiveness. This is for the believer. This is for the one who belongs to the ummah, not for anyone else. Okay. Explosion. Who believes in the explosion? Who asked me yesterday about the explosion? Big Bang Theory? You? That was you? Yeah. Not yesterday, before yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Every explosion, there must be an exploder. There must be an exploder for the explosion. Is that right?
Yeah.
So, if you ask me about the explosion, ask those people also, who is the exploder?
It actually happened. The Big Bang.
Huh?
The Big Bang actually happened.
Yes, according to the Quran also it happened, yes. I gave you the answer. أَوَلَمْ يَرَى الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَنَّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ كَانَتَا رَتْقًا فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ. Okay, sister, question?
Oh yeah, is it true though? There's a big part. The ayah is talking about that.
I think yes. The Quran mentions something similar to it, and I hope that's it. Yes. Yes. Allah said that the whole universe was as one entity. Then we explode that one entity. Okay? Yes. What?
The universe is still expanding.
It is. It is.
Can you translate the ayah?
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now,
Translate the ayah.
in Surah Al-Anbiya.
Should we go to speaker?
Can you say the meaning?
Yeah, I translated it. Don't the disbelievers see that the whole world was as one entity, and we exploded them, and we made out of the water every living thing. Will they not then believe? That's the ayah. Yes.
What about the ayah about house expanding?
What?
What about the ayah about house expanding?
How it's expanding? I don't know.
No,
How?
what is the ayah?
I forgot it for long. It's not present in my mind. Brother, can you open to the okay, I think now we're finished. Let me see. One important issue I want to keep with you. No, give it to me in Arabic. Not English. Darwin's theory. Darwin's theory is not a matter of science. And among the contradictions of those people who talk about science is that they adopt this theory and they count many things on it, which is still theory. How come you ask for scientific answers while at the same time we see you holding fast a theory, basing all your argument about it or over it? This contradiction. And there is a very bad thing with Darwin's theory that many people do not know. Do you know that Darwin's theory is the cause behind the First World War and the Second World War? Do you know that? Because one of the important things of what Darwin mentioned, that there is no place for the weak in this earth. There's no place for the weak. And that's why Hitler was using this, to prove his power. And that's why they colonized a lot of weak countries, based on this belief that the weak has no place in the world. And that caused the First World War and the Second World War. What will atheists, please don't play with the pen. I don't like it. You know why? Because I'm thinking, I'm trying to give something and I keep this confusing. I may be sometimes a bit itchy about these things, but please forgive me. What is the verdict of atheism about these things? Listen to that. Bingo! Gambling. Is it halal or haram? I'm not saying what Muslims say about that. I'm saying what I say what the atheists believe about this. They don't say it's haram. Pornographic videos and pictures. It's okay. Not a big deal. Based on freedom. What about a cheating wife? Do they punish? Is there any punishment? Habibi, when you want to give an answer, raise your finger, because I can't let the whole people speak at the same time. From the sister's side, I'm not asking if it's haram by your perspective. I'm asking about the law here. If a woman cheated her husband, Is it punishable? It's a problem. It's a problem. One important thing you should be knowing about atheism, that it has no manners, no akhlaq. They don't give any consideration for akhlaq. What do they say about not paying taxes? That's a big crime. Not to pay the taxes. For the woman to cheat her husband, okay. Not to pay taxes? No. That's a big crime. Come on, if you want to take this, we're not going to argue with you about the taxes, okay? But at least, if you consider this to be a crime, please consider cheating husband that it's also a crime. Please. Otherwise, that's not reasonable. Now? No, they're pagans. Okay. What about the devil worshipping? Yeah, I'm not asking what you say.
They don't care.
You don't care. It's okay. Illuminati. It's okay to worship the devil. It is okay to worship the devil. No problem. But what about hijab of women? No.
In French.
What about niqab? No.
In France.
Devil worship? Yes. Putting the veil because of water when it's rainy? Yes. Putting the veil because of fearing Allah, fearing from hellfire? No, we don't like it. Fine. What about the nun putting hijab? It's nice. What about the Muslim woman? It's ugly. What about Jesus Christ and Santa Claus? They have big white beards. Wow, that looks good because he has gifts with him. He has gifts with him. What about the Muslim having a big beard? No, this is Osama bin Laden. True? True. So they honor the devil. Now there is a Bible of the devil. Do you know that?
Yeah.
There's a Bible of the devil. They call it the Bible. And it's been printed and there's no problem. And you know what those people do? They kill at least one member when they have a gathering. They call him the victim of the devil. They call him sacrifice.
Why is
They sacrifice him. Yes.
Why do they sacrifice him?
Human being. You know, there's a law. I was studying life in the UK, and they said drinking alcohol is not allowed for someone who is less than 18 years. But drinking alcohol while you're eating the meat, it's okay for those who are 16 years.
Yes.
Huh?
No, any age.
Now that, so who's giving these definitions? Man-made law. They say to you, Sumaya. They say to you, okay, if you drink, that's your own business. But if you drink and drive, that's our business. Wait a minute here.
That's silly.
You know why? Because the accidents and the risks we have because of drinking and driving are a lot. But the other crimes we have because of drinking is worse, such as killing people, beating up your wife, beating up your children. Many problems. It's not only driving problems for those who take alcohol, drink alcohol. There are many other problems. Why it's not your business? Why your business only in the matter of driving? That's unfair.
You have almost harm to others.
And you cause other kinds of harms for others even if you're not driving.
Yeah, but you drink yourself, then you have
Beating up your wife. beating up my wife, for example, isn't this a harm?
Yeah.
Beating up your children, even killing. Do you know that the law will be lightening the punishment of one who killed while he is drunk? They say, oh, he was drunk. Yeah. That means anyone who wants to kill another one, blah, 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 drink, and then kill. Oh, I was drunk, sorry. That's not fair. I want to show you the bad consequence of the man-made law. You know, when you say that the world was created suddenly, chaotically, it's just like, it is similar to the saying of the Christian, God of the gaps. Have you heard of that? God of the gaps? That means God of confusion. And what you're inviting us to confusion. You're saying to us that randomly the world was created. Randomly. You believe in the producer of the paper, but you do not believe in the creator of the universe. Come on. Is that fair? We prove to you not only, excuse me, later please. We prove to you not only the existence of God, but we can also prove to you the credibility and the truthfulness of the Prophet Muhammad's message by showing you the miracles that Allah mentioned in the Quran, that were mentioned in the Quran before you discovered them, you people of science. We can prove that to you. Many things that are mentioned in the Quran that knowledge, science did not discover them except this century and the century before. Before that, no one knows. About embryology, about the solar system, about a lot of things. About the barrier between the two waters, which was not discovered except when people have airplanes and helicopters. They recognize it. There's a barrier. The minerals of this water will be converted to the other water when it gets mingled into it. This was not known before. John Jack Costello, he's the one who discovered it, and he became Muslim because of that. Keith Moore, American embryologist, he discovered, he was studying this science of embryology, and he found the embryologist's details mentioned in the Quran before. So we can prove to you not only the existence of Allah, but we can prove to you, rather, that the Prophet Muhammad is a true prophet by showing you the miracles that you admitted that no one knew them before this century and the century before. What do you have to do after you see it in the Quran? You're supposed to be believing and stop your arrogance. Today, in the age of knowledge, the Quran is proving its power. Allah is not the creator of human beings. Then who? The created being. You can tell us that the created being is the creator of the created being? Is the creator of the created being? What kind of science and knowledge and civilization you're trying to reach me? So that means you are worshippers of the nature. Really, you are the worshippers of the nature. When you say the nature is the creator, that means you are worshippers of the nature. One question also we'd like to ask those: do you prefer to live after you die, or you prefer to remain dead?
Yeah.
This is a question that we should be addressing those people. Do you prefer to live after death, or you prefer to remain stinky, ashes, being eaten by the worms, and you're happy with this? Why people have to believe it this way? Your sight is not capable to see many millions of creatures that passes by you now, even now. You don't know about them, you don't see them. But when you bring a big microscope and you start looking, you say, oh my God, this place is full of bacteria, full of viruses, billions. Oh my God, what is this? Why I did not see it without the microscope? Why I cannot see it? Don't claim that what you don't see is not existent, simply because you cannot see it. Finally, that requires, okay, I'll try to summarize it. Why Allah doesn't want us to see Him? Because He created in them capacities to conclude. Not only capacities to conclude. He put in their natural disposition the belief that there's a Creator. If we are able to see Allah, then the principle of examining people, testing people, will be invalidated. Finish. So now people can see Allah. But Allah wanted people to worship Him even if they did not see Him. Is that difficult on people? No. People keep asking. I've been arguing with some American soldiers. They say to me, we were told not to ask, not to involve ourselves with religious and political questions. I say, okay. And I smile. I wait for them. Afterwards, they have to start asking about religion. So I say to them when they ask me, you told me you don't want to ask about religion. Why are you changing why are you coming to it? Then I tell them, I know that you find the need to ask about faith and religion, because you feel the need for it. Why Allah created the good and the evil, as the sister asked? Why? Because Allah wants people to succeed. So when you succeed, don't tell me why Allah created the devil to delude me. Ask yourself, why did you obey him? While Allah created in you the capability to resist him and to take the righteous and straight way. You can do it. Why didn't you do it? Don't put the blame on Allah. Put the blame on yourself. Some people say that the existence of God contradicts the fact of freedom of choice. No, it doesn't. But it adorns the principle of freedom, because there's something important with the freedom. I want you to tell me what it is. Something important should not be separated from freedom. I'll repeat the question. Freedom is important. There's no Muslim saying, no, it's not important. It's not true. Freedom is important, but something else should be accompanying, going with freedom side by side. Is Sumaya answering? What is it? Akhlaq, manners. When those people denied Allah, they denied morality at the same time. To the extent that they say, anyone can have any relationship with anyone, even male to male, female to female. It's okay. A son can marry his mother. A brother can marry his sister, etc. They say it's allowed. When they lost the belief in Allah, they lost the manners, the principle of manners. Did you understand that? You say that there's nothing came from nothing. Is God something? And how Allah was created? How the Creator was created? How can you answer the question? Yesterday I gave the answer many times, so you should be having the answer. What?
If the Creator had a Creator and not had a Creator, it would be non-stop, so that has to be a point.
this question will be having no stop. Look, if it has no stop and it can give an answer, okay, show us. But there's no answer while it is non-stop question. So to save you from this confusion, we say, when you admit that he is creator from nothing, how can you ask for something to create him? Did you get the point, sisters? We don't know about you. You with me. We don't know about what you believe, but we are concerned about what we believe. Okay? What do we believe in? That we believe that the Creator is creator of everything from nothing. So how can you claim to me, or you dictate on me to give you an answer which I don't believe in? I believe that the Creator is the only creator, and without him there was no creation, and he created everything from nothing. When I believe that he is the creator of everything from nothing, how can you ask me for something to be the creator of the creator? You got the point? Alhamdulillah. Why doesn't Allah stop the evil? He will stop it. And at the end, the evil and its followers will be suffering in hell. And those who did not obey the evil, will be enjoying in paradise. So you're welcome. Obey and go to paradise. Enjoy eternal paradise. Or we have another option for you. If you're not happy with God and you're criticizing, because they always say, why he's doing this? So we say to them, it seems you're a bad person. Why don't you be the God? Good idea. Go ahead, yalla. Like one atheist said to me, I'm going to have a son and I'm going to call him Allah. He said, I'm going to name him Allah. And I said to him, go ahead and I will ask Allah to kill him for you. Go ahead. Do it if you can. No one can change. No one can challenge Allah and live. Oh no. If Allah knows that I will not be a believer, why He created me? Don't they ask this question sometimes to you, sisters?
Yes.
If He knows that I'm going to be an evil person, why He created me? What? Are you going to give an answer? No, wait, let me give an answer to the question. If you have an answer, please tell me. That's why I'm waiting for you to give me an answer. If He knows that I'm going to be rebellious, obeying Him not, why did He create me?
Because He can change and change your ways to come to Muslim.
Yes. Okay. Jazakallah. That's enough. My answer is, if Allah knows that you're going to be a believer, disbeliever, Allah's knowledge about you has to take place. Right? How come He knows that you're going to be disbeliever and He will be deciding to cancel your existence? Then this is, sometimes the questions are stupid. If He's saying that He knows that you're going to be a disbeliever, His knowledge will be coming in action. Right? So you will be existed to become a disbeliever as Allah knew about you. Otherwise, if He will be cancelling your existence, He will not be considering that you are a disbeliever, because you will not be created originally. Did you get the point?
Yes.
That's why you can see that those questions are not logic. And Islam has the right answer to every illogic question. Why we have some faulty creation, such as, what do you call that, syndrome?
Down syndrome.
Huh? Down syndrome. Why do we have this?
To see the person.
Is it a mistake?
Allah is as a test.
It's a long story, and we can't go in details with it. There are some people, for example, they were mocking Allah. People who have done something, and they face this. But there are some good Muslims, they have this. Yes, it's true. It's just like this woman who had epilepsy. Epilepsy or epilepsy? Yeah, epilepsy. It's just like this woman. Do you know, I'll ask you this question. If someone said to you, I'll slap you in your face and I give you $100,000,
Dignity.
would you be saying to him, go ahead and slap me?
Yes. No. Dignity.
Did you understand the question, sisters?
Guys.
Oh, don't try to show yourself that you are a person of honor and principle. Come on. 100,000 pounds. No, you're not going to say only hit me on my face. You're going to say to him, please kick me if you want. Give me a kick. So if Allah tests you, please. If Allah tested you and you succeeded, you passed the test, and Allah said, Jannah is yours, wouldn't you be happy for anything happens to you? You won't be happy? No? Thank you. By this, we have ended the subject about atheism and how to refute it. Subhanakallah. Are there any questions?
Any questions, guys?
Yes.
You said about where you said...
Brothers, when you speak, I cannot hear the one who's speaking because many others are speaking. And this time, sister's side as well. Please. Yes, my brother.
You're talking about eating in German is haram and drinking is not.
Wait. Oh my God.
I'm getting tissue.
Give me that. Yeah. Wait, there is a page in the Quran that is affected. Take.
I'll play that right. Take out the hard drive
This is gone here.
I don't like speaking like that. Again, can you ask your question, brother? Brother, the question, please.
Basically, you said drinking and driving is bad for law, but drinking is not.
That's what he said.
Sorry, I cannot answer your question. I can't focus, I can't hear. I hope so, inshallah. I don't know what's going to happen to it. It's not working too good.
Just leave it.
Let me see if it's working. It's something right. I hope it will. Everything has an end, even my laptop. Yeah. So, yeah, it's not allowed to drink and drive, yes.
Okay, so it has an age limit.
Huh?
Drinking, if you're like over 18, you can drink. And but then in churches, they let children drink wine.
Yeah, they do.
And that's not allowed in the law.
And they don't say anything.
Why don't they say anything?
That's why I say to you, they are contradictory. For example, in Britain, gambling is allowed officially. And elsewhere, they disagree with that. In Britain, you're not allowed to kill, even those who killed. They don't kill. In America they do.
I agree.
So this is not a final decision that those people make, because they are contradictory in this.
Do you know, for example, do you know when a baby dies?
Huh?
If a baby dies while it's young, and if it goes to, it will go to Jannah. So which Jannah, what level?
The children of the kuffar are Muslims when they die.
Well, which Jannah will they go?
What level?
Huh?
What level Jannah?
Allah, what level in Jannah?
Yes, because they're only babies.
Allahu A'lam. They will be in Jannah in general. They will be the birds of Jannah.
They work from Jannah. Oh, okay. Thank you.
They will be in Jannah. They are the ghamis of Jannah, as Aisha radiallahu anha said. I don't know about how the details will be, but we've been told, I tell you what I know about. The Prophet told us that the atfal, the children of the kuffar, are Muslims, and they'll be in Jannah. Yes. Huh?
What does Iblis mean?
Wallahi, I did not check his passport. I don't know what it is. I know his name is Iblis. Okay, what else? Khalas, I think that's enough. I'm tired of the sun behind me. Yes? I don't know what you're talking about. All people are speaking with the same level of your voice. Yes? I'll come to you later. Just sisters have questions. Guys. Yes, sisters. He created. Allah is not, when He said He's creating, the explosion had taken place because, according to Surah فصلت, قل إنكم لتكفرون بالذي خلق الأرض في يومين وتجعلون له أندادا ذلك رب العالمين وجعل فيها رواسي من فوقها وبارك فيها وقدر فيها أقواتها في 4 أيام ثم استوى إلى السماء وهي دخان فقال لها وللأرض ائتيا طوعا أو كرها قالتا أتينا طائعين. So all these details are mentioned. So Allah is talking about creating the heavens and the earth. Exploding them, okay, is a detail of His creation. So the exploding that Allah made is the creation of certain kind of universe. We are one world. There are thousands, if not billions, of worlds out of our world. This is our universe. That is the result of that explosion. It's a part of the greater and greater and great worlds. Okay? And today they say that our world, solar system, with all its planets, it forms 3% only of the other world, which is greater than our world. Okay? Okay, your question is the last one. Go ahead.
You know, the Kuffar, they say because they're told to answer the questions.
The kuffar say what?
The Kuffar to ask questions when they're in the grave.
Yes.
Kuffar will be asked, yes, they will be asked questions.
What if they answer correctly?
You can't.
You can't.
They will be saying, I don't know.
Even if
Even if you know,
yeah.
he'll be confused. Allah will not strengthen him to give the answers which he knows. Especially when he will be asked, who's your Lord? But didn't Allah say to us that He asked the people before they were created, am I your Lord? They said yes. So why that person in the grave cannot say yes? He wanted to say it, but Allah will not help him to say because he was denying Allah. Yes.
What's Fir'aun's real name?
What?
What's Fir'aun's real name?
Who?
Fir'aun.
Fir'aun is real name. Fir'aun is a general name for every pharaoh, for every king at that time. But he has a special name. We don't know it.
What's the oldest? You know the child of the Kuffar?
The oldest?
The child of the kuffar.
Child of the
What's
kuffar.
the oldest that they can be? Because if they died, what's the oldest they can be before going to Jannah?
How old they should be?
Yeah. If they live
Tamyiz, we call it tamyiz, to signify between, to making differences between this and that, to start to signify.
Oh, okay.
But before that, he's a child. Yeah, let's say something like maybe 9, 10, until that. Allahu A'lam. I hope 12, so there will be more people in Jannah. Yalla, that's enough. Subhanakallah.
مقرني